Okay, so I've loaded another PowerPoint to show you. Again, I would have this as my intro slide to remind my students what the classroom expectations are for class. I could draw a box around this in any color so that they know where they need to focus. And then all of my recordings, or all of my sessions were recorded, so I had the disclaimer in there so that anybody knew that the classes would be recorded, just to make sure that if a student wanted to use the microphone or wanted to get on the camera, they were aware that the session was being recorded. Okay? And then the everyday expectations, consequences, and so on and so forth. Then I would always have an opportunity for my students to participate in different ways. How are they going to participate? Are they going to use the microphone? We had polling tools, whiteboard tools, and a chat box. Any of those would be options for communicating in class. And then we were working on problem-solving strategies, and as you can see, we were focusing on the CUBES method here. So I had the students recall the CUBES method, and we would have a discussion, and then they would need to, in this bell ringer, circle any of the numbers that they would use to help them identify an easier way to solve this problem, or what information they needed to solve this problem. And as you saw, I was just able to drag that circle to a shape that worked perfect for me for what I needed. Remember, you can also adjust your colors, adjust the size, adjust the opacity of your tools there. Okay, so if I want to use it again for my circle, I'll make sure that my circle's indicated there, and then I can circle those numbers that I want, and then I can go back and I can change, and I'm just circling numbers. I'm not necessarily circling the correct numbers here. Okay, so again, you can adjust those circles so that they fit the digits that you need to have circled. And you can either choose to spend time doing this, or you can just indicate to the kids that this is the best I can do right now and move on. Sometimes it helps to just highlight as well, and then they know, hey, it is what it is. Okay, so that's some ways to use those tools. And then here you can also do your highlighter. You could highlight some of those key options using any of the different shapes there to highlight. Anything that you wanted to do to draw attention to that information that you want to share. Okay. And then the cool thing about these highlighter tools, if you hit that shift key while you're dragging a triangle, you're going to get an isosceles triangle. If you hold the shift key while you're drawing a square, you'll get, well, you should get an equilateral, not equilateral, and not isosceles, an equilateral triangle, and then a perfect square. See, I just drew that one, and it's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. I'm not holding the shift key down there. So I can get rid of all those highlights by clicking the Erase All Objects to draw their attention back to exactly what I need their attention. And then another problem-solving strategy there, and then giving them the options to choose that problem-solving strategy that works best for them. And then I always had an idea of what the kids would be working on, and then their standards and what they are going to do today, why are they doing it, how will they know they understand it, and then again the what did they do last year, what are they going to do next year, how does all of this stuff that they're learning correlate. So those are some ideas of things that you can do in the classroom using the Express technology. And then you can, remember, you can drag this so that it's larger and you can focus on just one part of your lesson, because we do have that infinite canvas. And then make it smaller, make it larger, however you need to get the information across to the kids so that they can easily learn what you're teaching them. You can highlight information. Remember, you can mask it or hide it. You can enlarge it with a magnifying glass. You can change the shape of that magnifying glass. You can change the size of that magnifying glass. Anything that you need. Remember, just click inside that area that's magnified to adjust your options and your settings, or to quit the magnifier. If you want to draw their attention to just one place, you can do the same thing. And then within the settings there, you can change the opacity of the background so that you are just focusing on that one area. Okay. And turn the power off so you are quitting that. And then I think that's about it. You can add a text box in here. Remember, you can choose your background for your text box. You can choose your border color. And then at what size do you want your border? How do you want your text to appear? What color, what size, what font, and do you want it, how do you want it aligned? Okay, so I'll draw a text box there, and then you'll be able to see that they're going to count money. And I have, obviously I need to adjust my font there because I have it struck out. So I'm going to make sure that none of that other stuff is highlighted. And then we have it. Okay. And then you could draw, or you could drag in clip images if you have clip images so that the kids can see the money and things like that. Hope that helps.